Hi, I'm Katie Fortenberry, and this is Virginia Valentin from the Department of Family and Preventive Medicine. And we're going to talk about our experience of managing an educational HRSA grant through change. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Virginia Valentin, and I want to talk to you about our project. So our goal of this project was to describe the impact of multiple changes, primarily COVID related, on the implementation of a 5-year HRSA training grant that was awarded to the PA program. The grant's overall goal is to better prepare PA students to practice primary care in rural and underserved areas. To that aim, the objectives of the grants were targeted at increasing the number of students committed to work in primary care through scholarships and dedications of elective time to primary care, enhancing the student's ability to provide substance use disorder treatment and overall mental health care through increasing curriculum training and increased time with behavioral health providers. And then finally, we were trying to address professional well-being and wellness of both the students and clinicians. Year one, or our planning year, started in 2019. So that means we spent approximately 9 months setting up training programs and interventions that would all get turned on their heads in March 2020, as we were suddenly scrambling to keep moving forward and achieving our objectives.
I'll highlight a few of these changes and how we address them. In Objective 1, when COVID suddenly limited the number of training sites, we realized we wouldn't be able to fund the anticipated number of scholars. We decreased the number of scholarships, but increased the amount, and later were able to add in other scholars. This was successful because we were able to spot this gap early on and gain the approval of federal managers to make the change. In Objectives 2 and 3, our exciting plan to have PA students work shoulder to shoulder with behavioral health providers was shattered when all of the behavioral health providers went virtual. To compensate, we took what had been a relatively minor sub-aim of this objective, which was having students process a case once per week from a psychosocial perspective with a psychology graduate student, and made this a major component of the grant. This piece worked quite well in a virtual format, allowing students across clinic sites to come together and still had all of the interdisciplinary benefits we had hoped for. Our wellness objective, Objective 4, was similarly waylaid by the move to a virtual world, as much of the content assumed we'd be in person. We had challenges with maintaining the engagement we wanted in virtual sessions and modified the content and the structure to make it work for the students. On the administrative side, we dealt with unanticipated program faculty change, not necessarily COVID related, but certainly impactful. We focused on creating extensive, detailed work plans to ensure that no component of this grant lived in one individual's head, but could be smoothly handed off to the next faculty.
Despite the constant changes, we are moving into the grant's 3rd year and achieving all of the objectives. The amount of change we would experience during this 5-year grant could never have been anticipated, but it pushed us to deeply examine the goals of the grant, find ways to achieve our aims in a new context. The strong relationships built in the 1st year of the grant really helped as we moved to the virtual world, as we continued our regular team meetings, constantly looking ahead and allowing flexibility with all of our plans, which helped us to manage this grant throughout the ongoing change. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation, and we look forward to answering your questions.